Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. Today I am going to show you how to do a quick and simple Christmas card. It looks like this, and I'll be working from a pre-packaged card and envelope set. I found this at Michael's. It was about 40 to 50% off already. Great deal. I'll use some heat embossing supplies. A full list of supplies can be found at my card blog. The link is at the end of this video. So anyway, you can see the regular price here is $4.99. I think I paid 50% off. This is before Christmas. So these all come out to like 10 cents for both the card and the envelope if you get them at half off. Now it is not a heavyweight cardstock. The envelope is very nice. So I'll show you how I am going to work around the weight of this card set. First, I will take my anti-static tool, and I'm going to prep the front of my card again because this is a very quick and simple card. I'm going to take this lovely stamp here and some Versamark clear ink. That's the sticky ink for embossing, a little white embossing powder, and my heat tool. And I'll show you how this works. For this, since the card front is pretty detailed with the plaid, you want to pick a nice simple stamp for the front of your card if you're going to keep this quick and simple like I did. This is a rubber stamp. I'm using my embossing ink, getting that all inked up, and remember I already prepped my card with the anti-static tool. You want to do that because it removes the oils and any other residue that may be on that card front, because the embossing powder will stick to anything that's got a residue. So that's why you use the anti-static powder tool. Giving that a good press. And then I'll quickly sprinkle that. I don't think you can see that very well on this plaid paper, but I'm going to sprinkle that white embossing powder over, and you'll see how that sticks to that sticky embossing ink. Don't really need very much of this. I use a coffee filter to help catch the powder. And you can see this leaves the image of my little stamped tree in a pot. That is so beautiful. All right, and then I will bring over my heat tool. Now I have a Marvy heat tool. They make several heat tools. They all work very well. This just melts that embossing powder right onto your card front, and you can see the magic happening here. It will become kind of shiny. That lets you know that you've melted the powder. Now because this is a thinner paper, I will I'll apply a little bit heat to the back side to help prevent some of that warping that's going on. So this is just how quickly this card is going to come together. Now again, because this was a little thinner, I'm going to take a second card. I'm going to turn it inside out, and I am going to simply use some liquid adhesive to apply that to the inside of my card to stabilize this and reinforce the card itself. This makes for a very, very nice card. So in total here, you're spending 20 cents. You're going to have an extra envelope that you can use for other cards, but your card will have better stability. So one of my favorite tools here, the Caterpillar Pro paper trimmer. It has a rolling wheel here. It's a self-sharpening roller blade. You can see against the side, it sharpens itself every time you use it. It is very safe, and it is very, very good tool to have. Now, when I added that inside card, I've got a little excess on the outside here. Now this Caterpillar Pro does a beautiful job. It's very precise, and you'll see it cuts very cleanly through all 4 layers of my card. Just that quickly and that precisely, because that was just a very little trim there. And so now you see I've got the outside and the inside of my card. So the last thing I need to do on the outside is add a little sentiment. I have this Elentina die cutting set that has a Merry Christmas in a plain font and also in a cursive font. And I'm going to use the plain one and a little bit of this white glitter paper. And I'll get that cut out very quickly. Come over with my Spellbinders tool in one and use those release holes on the front of my die to release the paper. This will just help get it out. Now this glitter cardstock is a pretty good weight, so I'm only going to do one cutout of this. And the great thing about this Elentina cutting die is that these words are connected. They're easy to read. I love the font. And that little plaid on the front of your card is your friend, because that becomes a line for you to line up your sentiment to make sure it's straight. So I'll add a little bit of glue, get that put on the front of my card, and there you go. That is my quick and simple card today. I wanted to just share this with you, that if you see any of these prepackaged card and envelope sets, maybe grab a few. It's a great buy, and you can come up with lots of ideas for simple cards yourself. Thank you for dropping by. Leave me a comment if you want to. Become a subscriber if you're interested in weekly videos. And I hope to see you again next week. Happy crafting, everyone.